Hey friends, I'm really excited today to show you how I'm going to do a little bit of nail art. I have some fingernail stuff to show you. I had this on my fingernail for about 10 days and I wore it for kind of Easter and spring, and then I wanted to show you some of the other stuff that you can do. These were all made with my Cricut, little heart, little Young Living drop, a little Minnie Mouse and She Darling, something for the summer. This is what I'm going to show you how to do today. It's a little braided, woven lattice, and it's super cute. It would be a really cute accent to do like in red and yellow to go along with this, or purple and green to go along with this. So wouldn't it be cute to do it on a couple of nails as an accent piece? So I want to show you how to do this. Here's the cool thing. You don't even need a Cricut to do this project. You do, however, need some vinyl, and I'm going to show you all the stuff you need for this. You need some permanent adhesive vinyl. It's called Series 651. It's typically shiny, which is fine with me. You need some vinyl, but I really, because the nail projects are so small, I keep little scraps. Whenever I just get a piece that falls off or I'm done with on a project, I throw them in this bucket, and then I will make my nail art out of this. So it's actually a zero cost project. So I'll pick a couple of these out, and what you're also going to need is a leftover scrap from making some bigger projects. So like recently I made this phone case cover, right? Isn't it cute? And when I peel the Minnie Mouse head off of this, after I cut it out, I just kept this backing piece. This is kind of like, so that the, it's like made for stickers. So I'm going to use that. You need some scissors. You need some nail polish. And I love to have essential oils diffusing while I'm working. I've got Envision and Light the Fire going today. This is my little diffuser I keep in my shop, and it's got this beautiful smell going. Oh, delightful. Okay, you're gonna need a couple of colors, but I'm just gonna show you really quick what you do. Oh, sorry, you also need some tape. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these scraps of this background sticker paper that's just left over, and we're gonna cut off about 1/2 inch, and we're going to flip it over. All right, we're gonna actually flip it over this way. We're going to overlap it a little, and we're going to tape that down. So I'm just taping it on with one of the pieces on backwards. Okay, super simple. It doesn't matter where you tape it. This is just to get you going. Now we're going to take our scrap pieces, and we're going to just use our scissors, and along a straight edge, cut some really thin, like real thin pieces. Typically, I mean, look how thin that is. Can you see? Let me put it on here. It is, whoops, it is really, really thin. I don't know, like 1/32 of an inch, doesn't matter. Mine, I just cut it with scissors. This is pretty hard to cut with a paper trimmer. It's just too small. And then after you have a whole bunch of these cut out, you pull them apart, and you stick the end of it, maybe about a 1/4 inch, onto your upside down piece that you've taped on here. The reason for that is, you need it to not slide around. You're going to be lifting them on and off, and you want it to be in one spot. You could actually use just a piece of paper for this, but it doesn't really stick to the background sticker paper. That's on purpose, but we need it to be sort of stuck down in one spot. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut several of these. It really doesn't matter what length. I mean, I didn't plan this length. This was just the scrap that I had. And I would probably cut out, let's see, on my pinky, my fingernails are super slender. And so on my pinky, it only took 4 across. On my thumb, it might take 6. I don't know. But just play around with it. And you start lining them up. Don't try to get them not to touch too much there. You want the little space between them to be the same, about the same as the size of the stripe. And then you're also going to take a second color. I'm just pulling black out. You're going to take a second color, and you're going to, we really don't need them to be this long. I would cut this, and I would cut a bunch of blacks the same size until I had about 4 of these lined up, and I had some blacks ready to go for the horizontal. And I've already kind of gotten started here with some other colors just to show you your different options. This is a dark green and a dark, oh, sorry. my brain. Dark orange and dark yellow. It's the same colors, I imagine, scraps from making my little sun. And so this is what you're going to do. Now you have your pieces lined up vertically, and you want to start weaving them in horizontally. So I've already started it for you. Basically, you get one of your horizontal pieces peeled, the backing peeled off of it. And then in this case, you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth. In this case, we just went over the first one, so now we're going to go under the first one. We're going to peel it back. And these are a little stuck here on the end. No big deal. Just pull them apart. And this will take a minute. And then you're just going to place it as carefully as you can, spaced how you want, down. And I'm gonna try not to press it down because I'm gonna need to pull it back a little. And then I'm gonna skip one to go over, and another one. And if you can see, I have pulled back the third, and now I have woven another piece in there. I have another piece. You just keep going and keep going. Occasionally, if these feel like they won't come apart at the end, they're pretty simple to pull apart, but sometimes you can just kind of give it a little scrunch, like just kind of like squish it with your fingernails. Now this time you want to go over the first one because we went under it last time. So I'm going to pull back piece number 2, and I'm going to just keep going. You can see how like I'm not really trying to space it perfectly. And then I'm going to pull back number 4, lay it down. And I'm not worried at all about what's happening, you know, too far off. I'm not worried. You want to try not to let these layer each other. It's just harder to pull apart. But it's just going to keep going until you have as many as you want. This one is just to show you different colors. This one is dark pink and light pink. And I think it would look completely adorable on a little girl over like some white nail polish. I mean, super cute. Okay, so you have this little woven piece, and let's, for the sake of this video, I'm going to put it on this finger. I don't really have the right color nail polish for it, but so I kind of made sure, I held my finger up there, that it was wide enough and tall enough to go over this finger. Now I'm going to cut it out in close as I can to the shape of this fingernail. First, I'm going to pull off my back piece and just get that out of the way and cut off those little pieces. All right, now I'm going to measure kind of up how high. If I start it here, I'm just, you know, go almost to the top. I'm going to try to cut it a little bit to the shape of my fingernail, just like you would do if you were doing nail stickers, the Jamberry nails or whatever. You want to cut it a little bit to the shape of your fingernail, curve it at the bottom, right? And now we have this piece here. We've still got the sticker backing on it. This is still going to be too big for my fingernail, but I'm kind of feeling it out. Yeah, that's pretty close, but it goes off a lot off the top. Now that I can see a little bit better, I'm going to cut it down a little more because I would love to not have to trim off too much. So I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. I think actually that top piece is not even going to make it onto my fingernail. Okay, now that I have it sort of close, and this would be so much cuter, y'all, if this fingernail were a better color, but anyway, we're rolling with it. And now we're gonna pull our little weave off of our backing. Just pick a spot, and it's a little bit of a challenge because you don't want to pull it all apart. But it can be done. I do it all the time. So just get it going. Once you get it started, it comes off pretty good. Okay, so we've got it. I got it started. Now we basically have just like a little woven piece. It sticks to they stick to each other pretty well. So now we have this little woven piece. Is that cute? Okay, can you see? So now I'm going to stick this onto my fingernail, centering it as best I can, just putting it on there. And I'll shape it around the nail. Just kind of keep going with it until I have it the way I want. All right, I just press it on there. It's super easy to do. It's definitely too tall. I'm going to give it a good press. I got the width really nice. And this is where I don't know if I told you need this in your list, but this is where your little tiny fingernail scissors come in. Sometimes these little tiny pointed scissors, sometimes a piece needs to be trimmed here up next to your skin. It's super easy with these little pointed scissors. And I am cutting with my left hand, which isn't that easy, but I'm just going along the top here. Okay. And since I'm holding it out from my face, it's a little hard for me to see. It's easier for you to see than me to see. You probably should stand over it. Anyway, you just kind of keep trimming. I'm not doing the great job because I can't see it straight on. But once you get it around the shape of your nail, this is still a little long. You get it all nice and pressed on there. I wish I had white nail polish on. You can see how cute it is. Then you're going to take some clear nail polish and you're going to put a really thick coat of clear nail polish over the top of it. Then once it's completely dry, you will take a nail file and just kind of file down to get those little pieces off the top that didn't quite come off. Be sure you're pulling it down. And after that, you have your nail is done. This nail's done. And look at even the yellow. What about team colors like yellow and purple? Lots of teams, blue and gold, green and gold. This is little girl stuff. Super cute and super easy to do. And you don't need a Cricut or anything fancy. You just need some scissors and some nail polish and maybe a few oils to diffuse while you're working to inspire you. So I hope you like our little fancy fingernails, and let me know on my in the comments if you made them, or I bet you guys could think of even more clever things to do. So be sure and check out my other nail art videos, my other Young Living essential oil videos. I love to combine the two things that I love, a little bit of Disney, and do some cheap free nail art. Wouldn't this be fun for a girl's birthday party or any kind of little girl activity? So anyway, you guys, check me out at thepenningtonpoint.com, and I will see you later.